Hi, this is Spitfire here, and I'm going to talk about what's the method you could follow for an entry. Maybe a pattern which you have been observing, because normally when you sit and observe the chart on a daily basis, you get to know what's happening with certain breaks. For example, in this video, I'm going to show you some of the breaks of the resistance and supports. If you look at the patterns, what you're observing here from this point, let's say from this point to this point, what we see is there are breaks. Most of the times is either reversing, it's a dip, or it's going up, that's bounce. So we find places where we could enter a trade. For example, in this, let's draw some resistance. Let's see all the white candle bullish movement. There's resistance there, and let's consider this as a support. And when we see that there's a break again in the support, we could enter for a sell. But if there is a resistance break, obviously you can again enter a buy here, because this is considered as resistance because there has been a dip before the bounce. So the market has shown some move of down movement and then went on breaking the resistance here. So once you have again resistance, you could again mark the last resistance you have. Least is, I would suggest, is a gap of around more than 300 points. So you just draw these resistance, wait for this break again. You could take up the break wherever it happens, you see, and get into a trade. So your stop loss, when you entered your stop loss, you can always put the stop loss beyond a support. That's what you could choose. But in this scenario, you just keep looking for break of the resistance. And here, if you see, there's again a resistance break, and you could take a trade here for a buy. You might be wondering, how long can I hold? I wouldn't suggest you to hold. I would say work on profitability on a daily basis, let's say 2%, like I've already mentioned. Once you have done 2%, you should be happy with it and close it and try it again. And if there's a loss, obviously exit the same way as explained in the PowerPoint and exit that. If you look at this place, there has been a bounce and a dip. Again, there's a bounce, so I would consider this as my exit strategy and would exit with a 10% loss. Yeah, if I could make this as my support, if I fix it that as my support, I could exit there. This is what we keep looking for, the patterns of a dip and a bounce. And if you look at this, there's a bounce and a dip. So I would suggest consider this as my dip. And I would say if there's anything goes below that, I would take a sell. Anything going above this point, I would take a buy. And that's what happened. It moved up and take on. Looking at today, the same thing. This is the resistance and support of the last dip and bounce. We could consider the same even for a time frame the whole day. You could say I would just wait for one support or resistance to break, that is your previous day's support or resistance to break. So when this breaks, you could trade and take a buy or a sell. So if you're looking at today's market, this is your support. If it goes anything below this, you take a sell. If anything goes above the resistance, you take a buy. And take a call and make a profit of 2% and enjoy the day. And I would look forward to teach you more methodologies and exit strategies. It's up to you to experience it in a demo account or a live account. Depends on the risk you would like to take. I would suggest you to practice on a demo account for some time and then go on and trade on the live account. All the best.